Cold water immersion techniques like ice baths and cold showers have taken the fitness and health community in its chilling grip over the last couple years. In this video, we're gonna see what the research has to say about their effectiveness. And you may feel like you've heard the truth from big name fitness and health influencers, but I took hours and read all of the major meta-analyses so I can tell you what we truly know from the research. And I think you'll be pretty surprised by what I found. And stick around to the end where I provide my take on when to use cold water immersion techniques and when it's a bad idea as a performance dietitian who has worked with thousands of athletes in order to maximize their performance. So what do they say ice baths do? Influencers claim that ice baths help speed recovery, reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and heighten mental toughness. So let's dive into each of these aspects. Recovery. The biggest claim is that ice baths help you recover faster so you can get back to intense training sessions without as much pain or muscle soreness. This one really makes sense based on other methods we already use. For example, when you get injured, you often put ice on an area in order to reduce swelling and heal faster. And isn't working out just creating miniature tears in your muscles and microfractures to your bones? Well, for ice baths, the research is really mixed on this one. Some studies found that it helped a little bit, and others found that it didn't help at all. It seems like when compared with an active recovery method like walking or light biking, it helps you recover at the same rate. Inflammation. Another huge perk of ice baths is the claim that it reduces inflammation from exercise or injury. This goes with what we just talked about. When we get injured, we get inflammation, which is just our body's natural healing process. We know inflammation is there when we get swelling, redness, pain, and that area gets really hot. So wouldn't we want to jump into a giant bath of ice to get rid of all that? Well, when put to the test against a method of active recovery like we just talked about, or even passive recovery, which means doing absolutely nothing, inflammation reduced at the same rate, which means you are better off sitting on your ass unless you identify as an iceberg. Sleep. One proposed benefit of ice baths is actually that it helps you sleep better. Now, this makes sense to me because my wife likes our bedroom to be an absolute ice box while I'm freezing my butt cheeks off. All joking aside, there's actually some science to this though. This is because your body temperature needs to drop in order for you to fall asleep and get to those deeper stages of sleep. When taking an ice bath, the idea is that if you take it early enough in the day, you'll actually be warming up and then cooling down at the right time so that you can sleep better. The research on this one is pretty limited right now, so it's really hard to give you a straight answer whether it helps or not. So if you think it helps, awesome. If not, don't feel like you need to be taking ice baths to improve your sleep. Mental toughness. Many people take ice baths because they believe that it toughens you up so that you can face life's challenges more easily. Essentially, the idea here is that if you do things that suck a lot, like jumping into a giant tub with ice cubes, then the things in your life that really only suck a little bit seem to suck a lot less than they did before. Now, the studies that looked at mental toughness actually looked at mood or quality of life. And the researchers admit that this isn't a great way of measuring mental toughness when it comes to ice baths. Really, these studies are measuring off of a scale of fatigue or a scale of anxiety rather than mental toughness, resilience, or ability to cope with challenging factors. And at the end of the day, maybe it has nothing to do with the ice bath and more so breathing deeply when under pressure, which when you jump into a bath of ice, you're kind of forced to do that. So as for now, if you feel like it helps you, then go for it. If not, no stress, just breathe. So when should you take ice baths and when should you avoid them? Here's my take based on the research that we currently have. First, it seems like daily ice baths right after you work out is probably the worst way that you could use this. There's some pretty convincing evidence that using them this way can inhibit your body's ability to build muscle or strength, improve your performance, despite all that hard work that you're putting into your workouts. It seems like a better way to recover would be doing some walking or some light biking, along with stretching, eating, and sleeping well. Other than that, it's pretty much the Wild West. If you feel like you get a benefit in your sleep, stress, or mental toughness, then go for it. If not, then don't feel like you're missing out on a whole lot. And it's funny because before this video, I asked ChatGPT what it thought about ice baths, and it did not give me the same thing that I found when I was reading these meta-analyses and research articles. So if you're using AI to help you with your fitness or nutrition, then watch this video I made about why that may be a bad idea.